And welcome back to another video. This is CryptoKoinz with your latest crypto news. This article was released November 28th. Binance settles, Bitcoin soars higher. We're going to go over Binance settlement, why Bitcoin is soaring, and just some of the catalysts that are happening today. Bitcoin experienced a resurgence today, crossing the $38,000 threshold following a correction below $37,000 on November 28th. This upward movement is attributed to a growing bullish sentiment among traders. Initially, the market exhibited mixed reactions to both Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao's guilty plea and the Department of Justice $4.3 billion settlement with Binance. Now, I think I saw in the news somewhere CZ's worth a couple of $1 billion, closer to 30 billion from my understanding. And 4.3 billion is quite of a hit. Nonetheless, something he could absorb. Concerns about a mass fund exodus from Binance, similar to FTX during its liquidity crisis, waned as Bitcoin reserves on Binance increased by nearly 1%, in stark contrast to FTX 99.9% depletion. When FTX imploded, we saw basically, their FTX token going down to zero, but we're not seeing this with the Binance exchange. Binance exchange is one of the biggest, if not biggest exchange in the world, and there's still regular trading volume there with a lot of cryptocurrencies being held within the exchange. And this is an hourly chart of Bitcoin price action. We saw it breaking the $38,000 level, and this was in November 24th. First time it breaks that level in about 18 months. We saw some consolidation, a dip, and today with this news, we're breaking $38,000 once again. Despite Binance holding its lowest Bitcoin reserves since 2017, it still maintains the largest amount compared to other centralized exchanges. Marcus Levin, co-founder of XYO Network, observed a sustained uptrend for Bitcoin and the broader digital asset market, signaling robust accumulation. Here is the balance of some of these exchanges, with Binance still being number one, holding 505,000 Bitcoin tokens. Coinbase coming in at second place, holding 441,000 Bitcoin. Then we have Bitfinex, OKX, Gemini at number 5, Bitflyer number 6, Kraken at number 7, Bybit at number 8, BitMEX at number 9, and Gate at number 10. Gate is holding about 12,894. So even though there is some negative news around Binance, Binance is still the top player. The positive sentiment is further fueled by expectations of approval of a spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF. Analysts posit the Binance settlement might favor ETF approval, drawing parallels with a situation involving Arthur Hayes and BitMEX. Some perceive the settlement as making the end of crypto markets' Wild West era. And this is something that I see. It looks like they're trying to clean up all these independent exchanges, and they're really taking a grasp on crypto. This is why I am bullish. It's also negative. I dislike that they're going to be monopolizing the tokens themselves. And it's going to be, once again, the big corporations holding crypto. But at the same time, they're going to bring a lot of money. So it's very important to be invested and be in crypto right now to make sure that you get your piece of the pie for the future. While the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has delayed spot Bitcoin ETF approvals, analysts anticipate the potential approval could generate $600 billion to $1 trillion in new demand, contributing to Bitcoin's market capitalization. And this is the kind of money we're going to be seeing inflowing into Bitcoin. And as we see money coming into Bitcoin, that obviously trickles down to the altcoins and everything else. So it is important to follow Bitcoin if you're a crypto investor. Even though you don't buy Bitcoin, you're looking for some bigger gains. Bitcoin is the one that moves the markets. Galaxy Digital foresees a 74% price increase in the first year following a spot BTC ETF launch. And this ETF launch is anticipated to happen maybe within the next 3 to 4 months. Here's a chart of the Fear and Greed Index. We're at 68. It's pretty green. We are now seeing, greed across the board. Yesterday we saw greed. Last week we saw greed. Last month we saw greed. This greed index could continue to rise as Bitcoin goes up, obviously. Once it starts getting pretty green here, it's due for a correction. I think it's kind of in a midpoint. We still have long ways to go. It could dance around, I believe, between, 45 and 65, around that area for a while it continues to rally. Institutional investors remain interested, with over $1.5 billion flowing into crypto assets in the past year, primarily directed towards Bitcoin. Everybody's going to the safe trade, buying into Bitcoin as we see this downturn. The latest week witnessed record weekly inflows of $346 million into crypto by institutional investors, the highest since November 2021. We're seeing a lot of money coming in. We'll go over this chart in just a moment to see where we stand. As the market anticipates potential ETF approvals, the overall sentiment remains bullish, with Bitcoin achieving a 130.5% year-to-date gain and increasing volatility. And here is a chart of the weekly crypto asset flows and US million dollars. We're at week number 47 of the year, and we're seeing all-time high inflows coming into Bitcoin as we're getting these catalysts of CZ pleading guilty, going to pay those fines. We're seeing ETFs being registered with the SEC for approvals, and it's pretty volatile. I mean, this is one asset that is definitely not for your average investor, but has paid off pretty well in the last decade. We do see some outflows in between. We could see this cool off a little bit in anticipation for the ETF approval, but we're seeing record highs in the past year. We're in week 47, and over $300 million have gone into Bitcoin. This is why we're hitting the $38,000 mark. Super bullish Bitcoin. I also read the other article where over 70% of Bitcoin has not been traded or sold or exchanged. They've been held in wallets for the past year. That's also super bullish. And we're getting all these signals for a nice crypto run going into 2024 or early 2024. So that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.